everyone to the Outtakes Movie Podcast. I'm Sam and we're still going on a quest to go through every single movie ever made and objectively rank them best to worst. I'm of course joined by my amazing team. Amelia, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Joe, what's going on, man?
Pretty sick. Been an egg chirp fan. You know what I mean?
It seems very bouncy.
It is. I'm enjoying myself. I've got like something to rest my legs on so I'm not bouncing and twisting all over the place.
And Jacob, how's things?
Things are good. I'm just in my plain regular chair.
Shame.
Get
Great stuff.
yourself a lecture. It's not that expensive. Only £300.
Oh! Whoa. Whoa.
Oh man, I'm poor.
What now?
Yeah.
So if you like what we do here at the Outtakes, make sure to give us a like, give us a subscribe, leave us a comment. If you're listening to us on audio versions, you can find us on YouTube by searching for the Outtakes Movie Podcast. And if you are watching the video version, you can listen to us on the go by going to any of your podcast apps, iTunes, Spotify, the works, and simply searching for the Outtakes Movie Podcast. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter as well by searching for the Real Outtakes. And before we talk about this week's movie, I want to talk about July 12th, 1997, for that is when this movie was released. Princess Mononoke had its release in Japan. We'd have to wait for another 4 years in 2001 to get it here, but whatever. The dub, it's pretty whack anyway. So let's just talk about 1997. So I was surprised that fuck all was going on in the pop charts world. Literally, almost every single song in the top 40 I had not ever heard of. Everything was so forgettable, right? So I had to go to the top 10 to get anything I even faintly recognized. So Shaggy was in at number 7 with Peace in My Heart. Number 1...
I was in Scooby-Doo.
No.
God fucking damn it, Joe.
I don't know. That's the only Shaggy I know.
What? The Wasn't Me guy.
The what?
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Oh, I know that. I didn't know.
That's Shaggy.
Banging on the bathroom floor. Yeah. You know that.
Oh, right. I know that, yeah.
Yeah.
From 5 years ago.
That's Shaggy.
One time in my entire life, probably.
He was coming in at number 7. Number 1 was Oasis. Do you know what I mean? And very surprising, because I fucking have no recollection of ever hearing this song, but Joe, you might know it. Number 9 was Pisses on Little Girls Boy, R. Kelly, with a song called Gotham City.
I didn't know that, but
Were you aware that? I think this was for Batman and Robin. He did the theme song for that,
What?
I think. Yeah.
What on earth?
And
Oh,
it's
my days.
atrocious.
My God. Is it any worse than... Actually, no, to be fair, I say any worse. Seal's thingy wasn't
See, that's
that
a
bad.
good song. That's a good
It's
song.
a good song. It's one of those songs that... It's good. It's not a good Batman song.
Yeah.
It's not
Well,
very
but
Batman.
is this one just not a good song in general?
And it's not
is
a
it
good
just-
Batman song as well.
Oof,
It's got
so
that
it's
double
both.
whammy of
Wow,
not being
that's
good in
difficult.
any respect.
I'd say that's difficult to get.
Yeah.
To just do a bad song. Nah, it probably isn't. But...
So I was hoping for more discussion, hop over to the world of video games, and maybe tons was going on. I put in the word 1997 in Google, and the bountiful amount of games that were coming out this year. I tell you, it was Final Fantasy VII was dropping this year, Mega Man X4 was dropping this year. I was like, this is going to be amazing. So I went over to July 12th. Nothing comes out. There's nothing until the end of the month. Okay. What about the start of the month? Well, on July 4th, under notable releases on Wikipedia, a game called Jane's 688, open brackets, 1, close brackets, Hunter Killer for Windows PC came out. Would anyone... I'm sure we've all played this game a ton, so I don't know why I'm asking. But would anyone like to know, like to have a guess, what the fuck that game even is?
I'm gonna...
Are you like a hunter? Do you hunt animals?
You do not.
Can you also... Wait. Hunter Killer.
Yes.
So you're a hunter and you end up killing whatever it is you're hunting.
Sure.
Generally speaking, that kind of measures your success of being a hunter.
So is it...
How
Not
long do you
necessarily.
think it would have taken you guys to guess submarine simulation game.
Fair.
I
mean,
Yes.
Wow. I mean,
Yeah.
sure.
Notable releases, July 1997. But over in Japan, Hayao Miyazaki's Princess Mononoke will be released. You can watch it right now over on Netflix, and of course pick it up on Blu-ray as well. Amelia, tell us all about Princess Mononoke.
Hello. Yes. Now, I'm going to start off by saying I apologise to everyone because I'm fully going to butcher these names. I've listened to them, so I'm going to try and say it correctly, but let's be honest, I probably won't say them correctly, but it's fine. So before we kind of get into it, I do want to talk for the tiniest bit about Ghibli. I did watch a video. Someone said it's Ghibli because of something we're going to find out later. But then someone else said it's Ghibli. I don't know, if I'm honest. I change with how I say it as well.
I say Ghibli.
I say Ghibli.
I say Ghibli like Gimli from Lord of the Rings
Yes.
with a buh.
We'll say Ghibli. Everyone has their own way. So I'm going to say Ghibli. So, yeah. Let's talk about it. So obviously everyone knows Hayao Miyazaki, however you say that.
Heyo.
That one. He obviously is known the most in the world of Ghibli because obviously he started it, but like obviously I don't have the names for all the other amazing people that did work on all these projects. For example, there was a guy called Suzuki, I think I said that right,
Yep.
who basically went on to create Neon Genesis Evangelion. I can never say that last one.
Evangelion.
That one,
Yep.
where it did very well apparently,
It did do very well.
but I haven't seen it, so I apologise.
I think I called it bollocks in the Shin Godzilla
right.
episode, but it did do very well.
Right.
So basically the first film that they released, not Ghibli, but the first film, Hayao Miyazaki and this Suzuki guy, I don't know if it's Suzuki, that's a car, but him.
Probably also a name. I mean,
Yeah, it is.
Ferrari is also a name.
True.
I can
is
confirm
Ford.
Suzuki is a Japanese name. Yeah, you're
Good.
okay.
They basically created a film called Nausicaa Valley of the Wind. Really cool looking film. I've not seen it all the way through, but basically, in order to have a movie that was successful over in Japan, the way that they saw it was that you had to have a manga or a print version to kind of say you're going to be good. It's a whole thing,
Yeah.
as Joe would say, because it's just the way that it's really interesting, to be fair. So they basically created the manga, and supposedly it was one of the best mangas of the time or whatever. And then that basically, in order, made the film do well as well. But over in the West, it was a flop. Of course it was. People just didn't get it, apparently. And so basically, Ghibli decided to be formed. They basically said, look, we can do this. Why don't we create our own studio? And they were like, go on then. Why not? And apparently, Ghibli basically stands for an Italian aeroplane, for anyone who was wondering, which is why I think there's this confusion over the name, because the Italians pronounce the G and the H differently to how the Japanese pronounce the G and the H. So there's no right or wrong way of saying it in a way, but yeah, it basically stands for Hot Wings. Hot Wings, everybody.
Studio Hot Wings.
Nice.
Hot Wings.
Nice. What a studio name. That's what I was.
Spicy wings.
Is that like they were at a table thinking of names and they were like,
Well,
The
supposedly...
takeaway
Hot
is just
Wings.
shown up like.
no, it's just like, we need to think of a name. Studio, and then another guy's like, oh man, some hot wings, that, you know. And it's like, good.
There we
I mean,
go.
I
we
wish
probably-
it was
I feel
that
like
cool. I wish,
I
but
mean-
it's not. Hayao Miyazaki is obsessed with aeroplanes and aviation, which you will, as you
nerd.
watch some of the others, nerd, literally. When you watch some of his other films, you basically find out that he loves it because it's all over the place. I mean, Jesus Christ, I don't know if any of you guys have seen like Howl's Moving Castle.
Yes.
There's so many things that fly in that. It's like, I hope someone picks that. It's a great film. But basically, yeah, he basically loves aircraft, which is why they chose the name. But there's an amazing clip of him being like, it's just a name. There's no, like, reason or, like, you know, it's not that deep. And it's like, oh, okay. Like, awkward. But yeah, so the first film they released was called Castle in the Sky. That was 1986. You may or may not have seen this. It looks quite nice. Again, I haven't really watched it. But Miyazaki's first... Hayao Miyazaki... I'm not going to be able to say this at all.
Give him a nickname. Like H-Dog.
Miz.
Plain Man.
Let's just call him Mio, like Mayo. That's quite easy to say. His
Mayo,
first
yes.
directorial debut... wait, no, hang on. Oh, it's saying that it was his first directorial since Poco Rosso. Which is another one of the films he's done with a pig that flies.
Seems familiar.
Flying, man. That's more flying.
More flying. Well, a
But
man
basically-
flies in Howl's Moving Castle. It's weird.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
why I've written it down. Oh my god, I must have been watching this documentary right on it, and I've got so engrossed that I've missed everything and skipped to when Hayao Miyazaki did Castle in the Sky, apparently, I'm guessing, and then I've completely ignored writing stuff down on my notes because I was that engrossed in it, and I've just put, Miyazaki went back to directing after, so he did Poco Rosso, stopped directing until he came back to Princess Mononoke or whatever it's called. That's what I think my notes... Oh, it's going to be one of these episodes, isn't it? I do apologise for everybody listening. But apparently the idea was first thought of back in the 70s. But back then it was going to be more of like a Beauty and the Beast style of film. So kind of like a girl with this big monster, which ironically looked like Totoro. So they were kind of like, we've done this. Like, we've created this character that looks like Totoro and the cat bus squidged together. So we can't do this. Honestly, Google it. It's kind of cute, but now like it is basically Totoro. You can't look at it and not be. Has anyone seen Totoro at all?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes. I have.
I was gonna say, if you get a chance, watch it, but it's one of them. And so apparently it said that, society had changed so much from the 70s up into the 90s that they wanted to change it. And so, they basically came up with a new idea, which is obviously the Princess Mononoke we know today. Yeah, and it's about the struggles of nature and industry, and I do think this film is very much, relevant today as well. As we talk about the film, we'll kind of talk about it a bit more.
Yeah.
It's got this kind of thing, hasn't it, where without doing my best not to just... I mean, we're going to spoil the movie anyway, but without straight up spoiling it right at the start, it has this weird ending, doesn't it, where what it wants to do is go, nature, yes, the earth is fine, but like in the real world that didn't happen. Industry actually did blossom and bloom, so it kind of has this weird ending where it's like, we did it, but we can't really relish in it because that would be sad.
Is the rainforest still burning?
Probably.
No.
Did we fix that?
Wait, the rainforest is... But I'm just thinking of Australia.
Australia
Australia's
got rained
not
on.
burning. Yeah, Australia got rained on so heavily that a lot of it got put out. But the rainforest, I think, is still on fire.
That's ridiculous.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Very, very, very ridiculous.
Lungs
Can we
of the
guess
earth.
how many animations... I just nearly threw my phone. How many animation cells do we think are in this film? Because remember, this is a hand-drawn film with elements of CG, apparently. I think I've written it down somewhere.
I actually researched this like a week ago and I've forgotten the answer.
This must be so much because of those like worm things on that boar early on in the movie, wriggling around every frame.
Which are horrible to watch. I hate it every time.
Looks fucking cool.
I honestly couldn't even... Because I don't even have like an anchor point for how much it should be, so I can't even throw a number your way.
100.
It's just a lot. 100? Too low.
1,000.
I honestly, you know what? I can't even though I know the number is somewhere in my brain, I don't even know where to start number-wise. I don't know why I forgot it. Oh, fucking hell, what was it? No.
Go on, Amelia, what was it?
Go on, let us know, Amelia.
So,
the
number I found was that in total, there was 144,000 animation cells, and 80,000 of those, Miyazaki corrected himself. So he went through and corrected 80,000 of them.
Yeah, 100 was way off.
Yeah, when you said 100, I was like, maybe not.
What is that?
What?
Is it
a cell?
Yeah.
Okay, so think of animation like you've got a static background, right? They draw like the background, the set, and that sort of stays in place. And then every bit of movement is a cell, basically a frame, where they lay.
Think of it as stop
for
motion.
example, they might have like a character where they know that all they're going to do is move the arm in the scene. So they'll draw the character and they'll keep that stationary, and then they'll layer on the cells of the arm moving like up and down, and then and take a photograph.
Oh, so even if he moved his arm up and down like 5 times, you only need it here,
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
repeat back and forth. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Did you ever watch?
I really want some animation cells because you can buy them on eBay for relatively cheap.
Did you ever watch what you find it in like older ones? So I always noticed it in like the classic Scooby-Doo episodes. You knew there was something in the scene that they were going to interact with when it basically glowed. Yeah. So you have the background that was painted, and there was like, oh, there's a book, but like it's just a painting of a bookshelf, and then one book that just kind of glows out of all of them. It's like, I wonder which one they're gonna interact with.
When I was a kid, I used to have the same thing watching Dragon Ball Z, where they do these, like you say, painted backgrounds, and then there'd be like a group of rocks that are very jaggy with like thick black lines. Oh, I wonder what's gonna happen to those rocks.
Yeah, it's like I get that it wasn't thingy at the time, and it's quite a nice like it's part of it now. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
if you go back and you watch it. It's like, there's that book. Oh, they're going to interact with that book. Or that door's going to open. Of course it is, because of the colour of it. You know, it's like part of it, isn't it? No one embraces it anymore. If I made an animated film, I'd do that just to take the piss, you know what I mean? But, yeah.
Oh, animation's great. Apparently, as well, this film was the last major animation to use cells. So, obviously, this film used a mix of CGI painting and that kind of digital technology and cells. So it was the last one to really use cells, and then they were kind of kicked to the curb, as we say. And it kind of... There was different names that were thrown around for it. One of them, which was The Legend of Ashitaka.
Okay.
And then Princess Mononoke. And apparently in the end, they went with Princess Mononoke, which apparently Mononoke means vengeful spirits. There you go.
Fair. Good name.
Cool.
So,
Because this movie has a sort of Legend of Zelda thing, where the main character is not the titular character.
no.
The titular character shows up 40 minutes into the movie. Like,
It is
I remember
weird,
when I found
isn't
out that it wasn't thingy. I remember when I found out that Zelda wasn't the fucking main character. I was baffled. I was like, what? They can't do that.
do you know what the worst thing was? I remember saying it to like a friend. I think I was like in year 6 or something. I remember saying it to a friend. Oh yeah, Zelda's so cool, isn't he? Something like that, right? And he was like, "You fucking idiot!" You know, he didn't take it. Didn't give me like a light lesson. And he was like, "What the fuck are you talking about, Link? You moron!"
See, I mean, mine wasn't as thingy. Mine wasn't as violent. It was more like my mate was like, "Did you know?" And this was actually later on. This was like year 9. It's like, did you know that, like, in Legend of Zelda, the main character's not called Zelda? I was like, what? How do you drop that bombshell on me now? I mean, to be fair, I had never played the game, so it shouldn't have been so shocking. But, you know, it's mad, innit? It's like, yeah, his name's Link. I was like, are you sure? I feel like you're making this up. No, it's truth. Bad. What a day that was. Blew my mind. Reality's not what it seems.
Days that shaped Joe Owen. The day.
If I ever do an autobiography, that would be the first page. The first day of the rest of my life. That'd be it.
Amazing. Brilliant. Shall we do a guess? Right. This film cost 2.1 billion yen to create.
Yen.
Wait, 2.1 billion yen.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I've got to have wrote that down right. Yeah.
Yeah.
How much do we think it earned?
In yen or in dollars? I don't have time to do a
Go
conversion.
for yen, because I haven't done any sort of conversion.
Think of yen. Yen's like times 10, isn't it? Or is it times 100, basically?
That's a big difference.
Yeah, 100 yen is a pound.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay.
2.1 billion.
They just work in pennies.
What was the original number? I forgot.
2 billion.
1 billion. Or was it 2? Yeah, 2 billion.
2.1 billion yen. So how
That's
much
how
money
much-
did it bring in?
Wait, this is Miyazaki's return movie.
Yeah.
So, okay, that will have drawn numbers. See, I don't know. I mean,
Is
I
that-
know Ghibli's going to be big in Japan because there's a Ghibli museum and things like this. Okay, I'm going to say maybe a comfortable, like, 60 billion yen.
See, the whole billion thing's fucking with my head.
Yeah. Think of it
25
as
billion.
million. Think of it as million and then go from there.
Yeah, 20.
It cost
5
£2 million
million.
pounds to make, so what do we think? Just
Only
think
2
of it that
million.
way.
Oh, I say only 2 million. That's not quite.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, 50 billion yen.
50 billion. That seems like a lot, though. A big jump from what was it? 2.1 billion.
2.1.
yen.
Yeah.
That's a massive
Think about how
jump.
much movies make. You know, if a movie. What
See,
did we do last
what's
week?
the number?
Pan's Labyrinth cost what, like 18 million? Did I say something? And it made a fair whack.
Yeah, I suppose. The thing with it is, right, well, I'll be working out what it just made in Japan or just overall.
Just Japan, yeah.
Just Japan.
Do you want me to tell you what it made worldwide?
Okay.
Okay,
If that helps, I don't know.
worldwide, so whatever it is, it's going to be lower than worldwide. Worldwide, it made $159.4 million. So
Nice.
Now you got to do the conversion rate.
Yeah.
What about
19.3 billion. I've just told you is the Japanese box office.
Nice.
Brilliant. Yeah, okay.
I think I'm going to guess
They've not put it
19
in
billion.
yen.
That's my guess. 19 billion.
I just looked above and I was
Was
like,
I
that
right?
must be
I
19
think
billion
I'm pretty
yen.
close.
No, that was how much it made in
I'm
Japan.
pretty
19.3. Well done, Joe.
Oh my god, I was so right. Oh, I'm
It's
so good
spot
at this.
on.
Boom.
Ouch. And it was the highest grossing in Japan. It said, bye-bye E.T., fuck off. Princess Mononoke's here.
I mean, we
Then
said that to ET as
Titanic
well. Sent him
came.
back.
And Titanic said, bye Princess Mononoke. And that one was up there for a long, long time.
Right. I know this is not the Titanic episode that we'll probably eventually maybe get onto one day. Why did that movie do so well?
I don't know.
It's
seen the movie
alright, isn't it?
twice. It's okay. It's
alright.
okay. It's long.
Yeah, but then also, I feel like James Cameron paid God or something because he managed to get Avatar to be the biggest
James
movie
Cameron
ever.
bribed God.
Avatar,
He must have done.
Avatar at least had that 3D gimmick, right? That was the
Yeah.
first movie to
I guess.
use
but it wasn't good
3D
though, was it?
well, right? Basically not have it be fucking red and green. But
12-year-old me was still in pain after that film.
I'm not surprised. But, right, I do think he's made a deal with God because who in their right minds is giving him funding to make like 6 sequels to Avatar
Yeah.
Maybe
all
it's
at
the-
once?
My guy's
Disney-
gonna die
isn't it?
before
Disney
most of
own
those
it
come
now.
out. Yeah.
'Cause it was
Yeah,
Fox.
Disney
Yeah,
does.
but when he got
So
the
it's-
deals though, wasn't he funding the whole thing himself originally?
Ooh.
I mean, he must have put a
Jesus.
lot of money towards
Pretty
it.
sure he was at least
Maybe-
funding the sequel.
Maybe it wasn't God he made a deal with. Maybe it was the devil. Maybe he
I'm
signed
thinking
his
the
soul
devil
away.
at this point.
He met the devil at a crossroads, and he was like, "Oh, Mr. Devil, I really want to be successful in film. Can you just?" And he's like,
Like he's
"Oh,
already-
okay."
He's done pretty well for himself.
Yeah, he has, but the Titanic.
I think
and
Avatar is just like his passion project more than
Why?
anything else.
It's
Surely.
shit.
Just, it doesn't
James,
deserve
it's not very
to be
good.
the second. It doesn't deserve to be the second biggest film ever in the history of the
It really
human
doesn't,
race.
does it?
It doesn't. It deserves. Fair enough. I'll admit it's the technical advances that it made, spot
Yeah.
on. But Star Wars made the exact same kind of just as equal, however many years before. Fair enough, the actual things they made, but for what they had at the time, Star Wars was pretty amazing. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, Star Wars is so sick!" And okay, now saying that, I know Star Wars was the biggest film when that came out as well. So, but still, Star Wars is better. I mean, as a film, maybe not, but everyone loves Star Wars because it's fucking amazing.
Who's your favourite Avatar character?
I couldn't name a single one.
Jake Sully is
Jake
the main
Avatar.
guy.
Yeah, he's the main guy.
The one who
Nateri?
fucks they fuck things with their ponytails, don't they?
They
They
do
like-
fuck
they
with their
touch tits,
ponytails.
essentially.
Yeah.
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 I
Zoe
couldn't.
Saldana's the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Sigourney Weaver's in it.
Sigourney Weaver's in
She
it.
is.
The guy who looks like he's from Ratatouille, he's in it.
The guy who looks like Chip Hazard from Small Soldiers, he's in it.
Oh god.
We don't know what-
Yeah.
You don't know what Small Soldiers is?
I've never seen it either.
Gonna rectify that in a couple of weeks.
Oh no, it looks well cheese.
Oh wait, isn't the woman from Fast and Furious in it as well?
Yeah, the
Plays
woman.
the pilot.
She is.
I don't
couldn't
care
tell
about
you any
that.
of
I don't
these
care about
characters'
Avatar.
names.
I know I asked
Yeah,
the
why are we
question.
talking
I
about
don't care about
this?
Avatar. Tell us about Princess Mononoke.
Princess Mononoke! Do you want to know something that happened really funny and is quite relatable? Well, not relatable, that's the wrong word. Relevant to now when we're filming this. So, it did so well in Japan, and it obviously got sold off to the West, and the West were like, go on then,
Yep.
give us a bit. Miramax took it before, obviously,
Yeah.
Disney and everyone owned it. And Weinstein was like, right, cut this, cut that, change this, change that. That's how I want it to be if we're going to do it. They sent
The man
a
or the company?
katana to his office.
They've seen what?
They sent a katana to
Whoa!
Harvey Weinstein's office with the inscription, "No cuts."
Oh,
That
I
is
like
fucking classy.
that's amazing.
Amazing. And apparently for Ashitaka, they wanted young Leonardo DiCaprio to do the voice. But didn't happen. Don't know why, it just didn't. But yeah, let me go on to my
I
next
remember.
page.
I don't know if I brought it up last week, but Del Toro talked about working with Miramax briefly. Can't remember which movie of his was a Miramax movie, and he said he said he hates it. He said he described the movie as mildew, just plain nothing. He said that even the movie's best ideas are melted into the fucking rubbishness of the rest of it.
What, this
Ah,
movie?
No. Work like the movie he made working with Miramax.
Oh, right, okay.
Like,
Wait, what movie is that?
can't remember.
Oh, well, okay, fair.
Ooh. Couple tiny little facts until we get into the film. So basically, when this was released on DVD in England, they were basically saying that, right, yeah, we're just going to do the English dub because no one wants to watch a captioned Japanese film. Why? And Ghibli were like, are you on fucking crack? No. Like,
Love that.
it won the best picture at the Japanese Film Awards, which is incredible. And Miyazaki was like, right, I'm done. Sorry, guys. He later came back for 3 more films, one of which being Spirited Away, his best. So clearly, he says he's done, comes back. He's got a whole thing going on.
He worked on a video game as well.
Did he?
Yes.
Didn't know that.
Ni no Kuni, the RPG that was for the PS3, and they've done a second
Kuni
one
sounds funny,
relatively
I'm not gonna lie.
recently. Yeah.
It's just Jacob's face when you said it. His eyebrows, he went.
I know what that is.
I can't
Amazing.
remember entirely, but I'm pretty sure the first one, Rod Gilbert plays a little goblin in it.
Cute.
Brilliant.
Nice.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's cute. And yeah. So basically, Hayao Miyazaki is obsessed with nature. To create this film, he sent a lot of the crew out to just the forest and the nature of Japan to kind of study. And he said that he liked creating female characters who weren't just there to be love interests. So, for example, but then I watched Mononoke after watching this documentary, and he says that, you know, it's all about friendship. You know, him and Ashitaka are friends. They fight to begin with, then they're mates. But at the end of it, are they mates?
Yeah,
Let's
no,
be
they're not.
honest.
She feeds him like a bird.
Yeah, that.
Right?
Oh, every time I'm like,
maybe I'm not a good friend, but Joe, I don't recall feeding you like a bird. You know?
And you know what? I'm excited for the day when that happens.
Amazing. So let's have a chat about the film. Like I say, I'm just going to say certain bits, and we'll just have a chat and have a gossip. The first thing I've written down under my title, the film, is the music. Though
Good.
It's pretty
music.
sick. I was loving it. You know?
Isn't it
Good.
good? The music throughout this film and every Ghibli film is gorgeous. There's, I'm pretty sure, a live stream of just Ghibli music on YouTube. Check it out.
It wouldn't
Not a
surprise
plug,
me,
but
yeah.
it's worth it.
Lo-fi Ghibli beats to study to.
Is that what it is? So we've got Nago versus Ashitaka. That's what I've written down first. So obviously, yeah. So it kind of does it start with the narrate with like someone? No, it doesn't, does it? I can't remember. Oh my god, I watched it like yesterday. My memory's shocking. But basically, there's no real true villain in this story. Essentially, you've got both people think they're doing right. Obviously, the people of Irontown are not doing right, but to them, they're getting resources. They're doing everything to create this amazing town, but they're fucking up all of this shit.
I'd say that
here.
woman. What's she called again? Oh shit.
Oh, I've got it written down. Hang on. Lady
feel bad
Oboshi.
Now. Thank you. She's the villain. She wants to kill a god.
Yeah, she's pretty.
Yeah.
She bad.
She's
bad.
Fucking bad boy. So yeah, Nago comes out. He's got all the wiggly wormy shit all over him. And Ashitaka's like,
Isn't
the animation insane?
See, I've never really thinking because it's like I was saying to you, Sam, the other day. The only like anime I've ever like watched in full is Akira. So I knew that anime, like the animation of it, like can be pretty sick. But I was like honestly blown away by this. It was fucking amazing,
especially for '97.
Exactly, like if anything,
hand drawn.
It looks.
Let's just remember.
It looks anything that's hand drawn. I think looks so much better. Like the only example I can give because I've seen it is when you watch. It's not anime. It's American, but like when you watch the more modern like Batman animations compared to like the animated series.
Oh, Batman the animated series.
The animated series look
so
fucking
good,
beautiful,
doesn't it?
But then the new ones, even like for example, there's that new Harley Quinn one that came out was it last year or the year before, or whatever.
Yeah.
It's meant to be the same style, but it's digital and it just doesn't look. No. It loses something when it goes digital. I'm like, it's just I don't know. Was hand drawn. Fucking amazing. Just
it's
do
like how
more
you
of
get
it.
Thumbprints on like plasticine animation and stuff. It just adds that
like,
whole.
there's
like
something
you don't
about
need to
it.
put that much effort in, but when you do, it really shows.
It's nice to see human error, I think, because that tells its own story. You know what? Right, I treated myself recently to the complete box set of the 1980s Transformers cartoon, and let me tell you, it's the drizzling shit. Right? It's so cheap, and there is times where like Optimus Prime's faceplate will be moving and Megatron will be speaking. Sometimes Starscream's in the frame twice because they just didn't give a fuck. They either didn't know that wasn't him or they didn't care. And I adore that. I kind of love that,
Brilliant.
It's like thingy. It's like when you watch what's the Lego movie when they add in the fingerprints.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's been made like stop motion. It's things like that. That's well sick. I love that.
It's well good.
When they make the little scuff marks on the stuff and like how like in the second one when it's meant to be the apocalypse or whatever, it's just the printing is scuffed off a bit or something like that.
Yeah.
Still things
scratched
like that.
And yeah.
Oh man, they need to make films like that more often with hand drawn animation. Would be amazing.
There we go. Next filmmakers of tomorrow, get on it. So basically this god Nago has been upset, which you find out literally in about a couple sentences. Basically Ashitaka gets obviously touched by the demon and he gets infected by it. They later find out that it was a bullet, like an iron bullet, which basically made Nago upset and angry. And Ashitaka's from a tribe which essentially is in touch with nature and very much is kind of at the root and the balance. So when Nago dies, like the priest lady comes out and is like, thank you, sorry about all this shit you've been through. And he's like, bitch. Like, he's not having none of it. So he basically he's like, well, I'm going to go and see what the fuck's going up. Like, who's fucking shooting gods at this point, bruh? And he says goodbye to his sister. I'm off. What do we think about the kind of cute little tribe he comes from? Cute, isn't it?
It is cute.
Yeah.
It's a weird one. See, I don't know enough about like feudal Japan and everything, But I don't know, tradition's a big thing. Even still over there. But, like, pretty mean of them to not let him back, innit?
Yeah, he's like, fuck off.
Whatever
I felt that.
happens,
I mean-
you're dead to us now.
I was kind of like
Brutal
thingy with
like
it, like I felt like I was like, oh man, like I felt, but like the thing of it was, when they didn't let him back, I was like, I felt bad. I was like, oh, you've been well mean, but then I also thought maybe it's like a culture thing. Like that's why I didn't really question it, because I was like, maybe I'm English, so I mean, I don't know if it's a culture difference, you know what I mean?
It was like, they said, alright, you're going to have to go off and go essentially save the world. And when you do, good, but yeah, we don't want to know you.
Yeah.
It's really
Weird,
like,
isn't it?
Was it just
kind of-
because he left, or was it because he was ill?
So
Die,
basically, the what I caught was that while the Emperor was gaining control in Japan, their tribe was one of the tribes that he attacked. There's very few of them left now, and basically, if he goes out into the world and he shows obvious signs of being one of them, everyone will know they're still about. So they'll probably get hunted.
Oh, okay.
Which is why he wears that hat most of the time.
oh right.
Because of his hair.
Is it just me as well? Did his hat, or the red one with the white circles on, it looked like Mickey Mouse's underpants?
Did it look like Mickey Mouse's
It like
underpants?
flipped upside down. He was just wearing
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse's pants on his head. Whether or not that was
Who knew?
intentional.
Foreshadowing. Love that. So he basically, on his journey, he stumbles across a fight that's happening, and they think he's this demon in the distance, and they're like, and he's like, I'm just gonna walk along. This isn't my thing to deal with. And he reaches this large village, and he meets a monk who pops up later on. So basically, nature's kind of starting to like reclaim the landscapes. And, you know, he talks to this monk about how, you know, we need to kind of find the spirit of the forest. Like, shit's gone down. Like, we need to sort this out.
This monk, right? Mm-hmm. Does he have, I might be mishearing this, but does he have the greatest introductory line in any film ever when he says, super donkey piss?
Yeah.
Super donkey piss. What does that mean? For eons, the great human mysteries of the universe and creation will be solved by science and reasoning. Never will we come to understand the true meaning of super donkey piss. I could write textbooks on textbooks on textbooks. What does that mean? Is it donkey piss that elevates his connection to the earth, gives him superpowers? It's just really bad donkey piss. Does he say soup or donkey piss? But it's just his accent. We will never know.
See,
Yeah, but
we will, because I watched it with the subtitles on. Like, the translated, so I watched it with subs and dubs, because, you know, why not? And the soup's bad.
So he says soup or donkey piss.
No, he says it
Is he
tastes
saying the
like
soup-
really bad donkey piss, like
So-
super donkey piss.
So Harvey Weinstein was like, super donkey piss.
Yeah. I can't remember what the exact translation is.
What a guy.
It's something like, this soup tastes really bad.
So he's essentially saying the soup is donkey piss. 'Cause it's like, oh man,
The
this
soup is really bad.
Super donkey
Oh.
piss.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've not written it down, and so I'm questioning which bit it's in now. But obviously, maybe when he did witness people fighting, he did do something.
I was going to say, didn't he shoot some
Yes.
guy's arms off?
There was some massacre going on, and he was
some
like,
dude
oh,
gets
I'm
his
not
head
having
cut
that.
off, doesn't he?
No, I don't think his head gets cut off. I think it gets ripped clean off when the arrow sticks in his head. So rather than the
really
arrow going so
violent.
fast, it goes straight through the guy's head.
What
It
did we
sticks in
think of
one
that when we
side,
first saw it?
and then
Were you
just
kind of
lifts
like,
his head off.
what did we
You,
think?
you know
Mad.
when his arm goes all like bloop, 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 all like bubbly. I was saying to you the other day, Joe, that's the bit that reminds me of Akira. The way it moves.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that.
Akira's the one with
What
the
are you on
bike,
about?
isn't it?
Yeah, I need
With
to
the
watch
bike,
that.
yeah.
People say it's good.
Oh no, yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah. I was like, for a minute, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? But then, you know, I'm with it. That's fine.
So you just lied to me, basically.
No,
That's what you're
because
saying.
I did. Yeah. For a second, I did. I was like, no, it's fine. It'll come to me in a minute, and it did. So it's fine. And I've owned up to the lion, so it's okay. It makes it fine.
Naughty.
As long as you own
That's
up
not
to
how
it
it
within a
works.
certain amount of time.
Oh, well, I killed this person, but I'm admitting it, so it makes it alright.
I'm turning myself in. I think I should get some time off for that. Just saying. There you go. If only that's how justice worked.
If only.
Actually, you know what? I think it does. I think if you turn yourself in, you do.
It does, yeah.
that
You get like
into-
you like
Oh,
a
yeah.
sentence,
That's
yeah.
dodgy, that, you know. Oof.
Funny. So we then have a transition to a very horrible side of a torn down forest, and we see these people whipping cows and, you know, getting these oxen to move, which I think is really ironic because, like, clearly they're not in touch with nature. They're telling these cows to just fucking get on with their job. They're like whipping them, and these white wolves are coming after them, and this is kind of the first introduction we have to the wolf gods. I don't know if we get names for the two younger ones. We get
Not
the
that I
mum's
remember.
At
name.
least not at this point. I'm pretty sure you do later on.
Yeah, you must do at some point. And I found it really ironic that when, you know, these wolves are coming to attack them, they're like, keep the oxen calm, and they're just hitting them. It's like, it's not really keep them calm, is it? Like, one yeets off a cliff, and they're like, oh well, who cares? And so Ashitaka sees the people down the river, because it kind of cuts between that and him, and he sees all these people down the river, and he actually takes time to, you know, try and save two people.
Yeah.
What did we think about the interaction he had with the guy that pops up quite often from Irontown? What did we think about all of this?
I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it too.
It's cute. He's a
Kind of
goofball.
sarcastic.
He's a good character.
Goofball's the perfect word.
This is just before the little forest butts, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it is.
Well,
terrifying.
I want a little model of one
They
that I
exist.
spin the head around. I love the way the head moves.
I
It's so
had
unnatural.
one. I've never
Oh, it
been
freaks me
so
out.
upset.
And they've got
when
tiny little bums.
This is gonna sound so cringe, right? So I watched this film, like I say, a couple of years ago, and before I came to uni, I went on the magical place that is Wish,
Sure.
and you can buy one for £2. So that's it, free shipping, £2. And it's about this big, and it was glowing in the dark. It was fab, and they're called Kudama, which basically stands for tree spirit, apparently. And basically, they're seen as lucky. They're seen as, you know, the forest is healthy. We've got these little naked butt people walking around. So I thought to myself, I'm fucking bringing this to uni for luck, innit, bro? I lost it at the end of first year.
Oh,
And here I am in a
Oh,
mouse-infested house, so I think it works. So I might have to order another one.
Wait, so how did you lose it though? Did you leave it somewhere? Or
I
did it just
don't
vanish?
know. I moved into this house
Ran off,
from
it
the
ran
student
away.
Who
accommodation.
ran off? Well, I
It's
really
gone.
hope, right, that whoever moved in after you was like a pothead, right? On one particularly bad night, they spotted it for the first time, and they were like, "Oh shit, dude,
Glowing.
bad fucking trip."
I'm pretty sure he was like sat down like this. It was well cute. Do you know what? I'm gonna get us all one because we all need one.
So creepy.
I've literally put down Kudama, but literally
Kudama
that's
butt.
my
Look at
next
little
note. Little buddies. And so yeah, so the two guys that he saved, and obviously they're like, no, you don't go through that forest. It's cursed. It's very much like they're just uneducated in it all.
Yeah.
Because they see the forest spirits as evil. They see all of this as negative, and so they're like, no, don't go in through there. It's haunted. And they're kind of, they see these little Kodamas and they're like, what the fuck is that, bro? Like, that's evil. And it's not. It just shows that, like, and I think this is very much relevant for people today. If you're uneducated in something, you're going to be arrogant towards it and just not.
Yeah.
And I think this is a big thing. You got to educate
Something
yourself.
that is different to you is not necessarily a bad thing.
Exactly.
Big words. Very good words.
Exactly. There you go. Get it. We've got wisdom here, just saying.
Sam the Wise.
Hey, Samwise Gamgee. He's a hobbit. And yeah, so they are walking through this clearing and they see the spirit of the forest, and obviously his arm starts to act up and he's like, oh shit, okay. And they finally get to the town of Irontown and it's just bleak. I put down very brown.
Very
It's not
brown.
nice.
Brown Town.
It's not nice. And we meet Lady Eboshi, who we already have discussed is a bit of a bitch. Not gonna lie.
Kind bitch, but a bitch all the same.
Well, this is
Yeah.
the thing. Because I wrote down in, like... So the townsfolk think that, she's doing what's right for the people. And we learn that she basically saves girls from brothels, brings them in and gives them honest work. Like, so she's nice in that way. She even, she took in these people who had, what was it, like leprosy or
Leprosy,
something?
yeah.
Lepers, yeah.
And people who would have been shunned and very much kind of pushed to the side to die. She brings them in and they do something pretty important. They create guns and weapons and stuff for them, which is
But
important.
you could argue that they're
Go on.
slaves.
All that!
Because I don't think we ever see or hear about any kind of payment, like,
Well,
scheme in Irontown, you
So
know?
they get fed, but then slaves get fed as well, don't
It's like, yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong, we don't actually hear about it.
they seem quite happy.
Yeah. Amazing. So we kind of learn why Naga was so angry, the boar god, is because, that's where his tribe are from. Like, the boar tribe was from there, and he's obviously been hit by one of their bullets, and it's made him mega pissed.
Does he die and then become a demon, or did he,
I think
get
so,
angry and then
yeah.
became
Yeah.
one?
So he got shot, died, and he was so angry upon death that he became a demon. Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
Sounds like a pretty
Yeah, but what if-
sick life.
What if you die like in a non? What if you just kind of casually die? You'd be
That's going
annoyed
to
at
make me even
yourself
more
for that.
angry, If I trip over a
Like,
brick,
oh, man.
I'm going to be pissed.
What a
you know?
Like, oh man, such a boring death, man. I'm gonna become a devil that just haunts some people, you know what I mean?
So yeah, Mononoke kind of attacks the village, and Ashitaka's like, "Fucking chill! Oh my god, like, this bitch!"
It'd be crazy.
She's anime running over rooftops and shit. She's going crazy.
I thought it was, you know what? To be fair, like this bit, I thought it was well sick.
it's
cool,
so cool, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, mad. I fucking loved it. It felt sick.
It's pretty good. It is pretty.
Made
good.
me want to learn how to do it. You know what I mean? Like run across
Real
the building
talk.
on my way to work.
Real talk, so this is like what? This is like 50 minutes into the movie, right?
Yeah.
And when I first watched it, I watched it in 2 parts because of having to go to work. And it was just after this scene, just after this conflict that I had to stop, right? And I was going back home, Charlotte was home, and I was like, I'm really, really sorry, I've got to watch the end of this movie. I'll catch you up. It's a really good movie. That's what I said. It's a really good movie. This happens, da, 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 da. This is fantastic. And then I turned it on, and the fucking weird monkey demons are like the first thing she saw.
Oh
I was
no!
like, no, I promise it's good, I promise.
We're gonna eat the humans.
yeah, that was the first thing.
Oh no! Oh, that's
You know
actually
what, 'cause-
horrible.
You told me that story like before I'd watched it. So when I was watching it, I was waiting for like the bit. I was like, I wonder which bit she started on. I'm glad to know that it was that bit.
So just before that, obviously, Lady Eboshi and Mono, my gal, whatever we're gonna call her, are like engaging in something like fisticuffs. He just fucking strolls up to them and is like, "This is hatred. Look what's on my arm. This is what it's gonna come to if you're not fucking careful." Whoosh, whoosh, knocks them both out, picks up Mononoke, gives the other one to the other lady. He's like, "Right, I'm off." He's just chill. He's just chill about it. He doesn't give a fuck anymore, basically. And he gets shot on the way out, and he just carries on walking. Like I say, no fucks given. So that bit's quite funny. And then, yeah, literally, I've just put ape demons now. They are slowly dying.
Fair enough.
So basically, yeah, the apes have kind of gone in, and all the animals from that area, you'll notice, have like glowing red eyes. They're very much, they're in despair. Their lovely, luscious forest has been fucked.
Like the Lorax.
Oh, my little Lorax popped up. You cut down this tree,
Hey, you cut down the tree.
and it has to be Danny DeVito.
Fucking movie.
Alright. This has become a thing where we just compare like quality movies and just something just trashy.
What do you mean? Lorax is well sick.
What you
What do you mean?
I
What do
will
you
fight
mean?
you.
That is not a good movie.
It was well sick, you know. A film about her. What you on about? Film with the songs like "Let It Die, Let It Die." Come on, let's be honest, right? A film that has that in it. Danny DeVito playing like
Why
a.
do they keep making Dr. Seuss books into full feature-length films?
It's the Lorax.
at most.
It's like
Danny
6
DeVito.
pages long.
And
Stop!
that has that "you dirty hoe" line, doesn't it?
He has a hat
You
on.
dirty
dirty
line.
hoe. I'm sorry, baby.
Paris
I
Hilton's
love
in
you.
that movie.
I'm sorry, baby. I love
Good
you.
movies.
Oh no.
Oh man, Dr. Seuss. Can we have a Dr.
I
Seuss?
love
episode,
Dr.
please?
Zeus.
What a guy.
I love the Lorax. I love Danny DeVito.
Oh, Danny DeVito, what a babe. What a babe.
Why did they try and make people want to fuck the one slur? What are you doing?
I forgot about
Oh
that.
man.
How bad can I
Yeah,
be?
oh, what? You know what a film? What a film! Actual classic.
Not as good as Mononoke. Hey, you're bringing it back.
I suppose.
I'm sorry, I can't take you seriously, Joe. For those of you who are listening on the audio podcast, Joe is in like a circular pod, we'll call it, suspending.
Pod.
And he's
Yes,
just
a
bouncing.
suspended
He's
pod.
trying
He's
to
just-
make a point while he's bouncing away.
I'm getting like
in my
motion
defense-
sickness watching your camera. On a fucking boat.
Weirdly
Nah,
shaded
right.
as well. Like it's got like the shadow of like the netting on his face. It's-
No. It's wicker. You know what I mean? Because we're done about this film. This episode's about nature, so it's wicker.
Why are you just doing it
Is this?
outside?
I'm not doing it outside. I'm doing it in my living room.
I can see that.
He meant you should have.
No, because do I tell you why? Because
the
it's
fucking
fucking
balcony.
raining. That's why I'm not doing it outside.
It's raining. So
It's
the next
raining and
best
it's
thing
cold.
was, oh, I'll put a
Excuses,
plant in
excuses.
frame. It was,
Oh, you know
I'll
what?
go sit in
though?
that
Right,
bouncy
here we
chair
go.
made of dead
There's your
trees.
plant right there. There's your plant. You want a plant? There's for people who are watching the audio. I've just moved my
Watching
camera.
the audio. Nice.
I mean, listen, and there's now a rose in the shot to make Jacob happy. There you go. Now there's actual nature. Continue.
Ridiculous. So, Mononoke basically takes him to see the spirit of the forest. And she picks up this plant, plonks it down by him as he goes from his night walker person down into the freakiest looking deer you've ever seen.
Fucking terrifying.
Mm-hmm. He stares into my
It's
soul
like-
every time.
It's like a deer with a crown with a baboon's face.
Yeah.
And like
It-
bird legs as well.
And like bird, it's horrible.
It's very, very freaky.
It is.
And obviously when he's coming down, the little Kodama butt people are up in the trees just going, just shaking happily. They're loving it. And there's a group of people that are watching on and watching, and we later find out that those are people who want to kill the spirit for his head. And basically it takes the life of the plant, pops it into Ashitaka and is like, carry on, mate. But no, I'm not healing your arm because I'm a douche. Where would the plot be? And then we see a big group of boar. Wait, what? Why have I written that?
Yeah, yeah.
It's the monk from the start. I've put
Yeah, when they're in
underneath
the
that.
tree.
Yeah. And so basically, I find it really sweet how Mononoke is like, he turns to the... I can't remember the name of the elk, so I've just written elk. But it has got a name.
Yakult. Like the
Yakult!
yogurt.
That's
Like the
it.
yogurt, like the little drinking yogurts you get.
Oh my god, it is. Oh, has
And
got
it's
that.
without the
Oh, man.
T, but
Oh, is it?
it's like it's
Yakult,
Yakult. But
Oh,
every time I
Yakult.
saw it, I just started to search
Yakult.
chocolates.
So he tells Yogurt to basically go. You're free. Carry on off into the world. And Yogurt's like, no, I'm staying. He's my mate.
Sticking with
you know.
yogurt, nice.
No, so Yakult's like, no, he's my G. You know, we're besties. You know, we're a human and an animal, and we got a great relationship. Don't fucking push me, bitch. And so the boars are kind of walking past, and they're like, we're off to fuck up the humans because they fucked up everything else. And I've written down the name of the mum, but I've lost it. I've put... Oh, God, how the hell do you even pronounce that? Or Kato? I can't even say that. He's a big blind boar, essentially.
Oh, it was Ukatu or something.
Yeah, something like So he's a big and blind, and he believes that Ashitaka killed Nago because of this curse. And he's like, no, actually, no. Fuck off. Like, no, I didn't do it. My explanations are great. Meanwhile, Irontown are fighting against the same samurai people that we saw who were terrorizing that village. And, they're basically saying, look, if you give up, we'll leave you alone. But you gotta give us half your iron. And all the, women are really childishly being like, what the fuck? Off your pot, mate. Like, that's quite fun. And yeah, so they're fighting, which is great. I've put... What does that even mean? I've put, they come together to save the wolf. Everyone is feeling shit. What does that even mean? This is me basically just casual. Everyone is feeling shit. Okay, let's turn the page and see if we can make... What does this even mean? Oh! Okay, I think I know where we are. So a lot goes on in this movie. I forget how much goes on.
A lot does go on, yeah.
So there's this whole, thing with, the Boar tribe basically trying to attack, and they all die. And Lord Akoto's like, bro, all my people are fucking dead. Like, are you for real? But, basically, they all come back to him, but it's people dressed in the skins of his fallen warrior. So he's like...
Well creepy.
It's really
horrifying.
Weird.
Because they look like... It looks like just the heads. Like, do you know what? I didn't even clock at the start that it was people disguised as them. I thought it was weird worm boar
Same,
things.
I thought it'd be something else. Humans don't move like that. A lot along the floor. I mean, I get that they're big boar, but those skins would have been well heavy. For them just be crawling along the floor.
Yeah, they're really quickly They make anime running look so easy, and then you try it and you're worn out within a couple of seconds.
So Naruto.
Also, everyone in this movie can run stupidly fast.
Yeah, at the same rate of an animal.
It's like a wolf or a giant boar. And you're like, no. They'd be outpacing you by so much.
I mean, there is one bit where the wolf is like, you're too slow, get on me.
Yeah, and then jumps off a fucking 100-foot cliff.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I love that. So yeah, because he's obviously blind, he smells them and he's like, oh, these are these are my fallen warriors. What up, bro? But he's really starting to fill with the same hatred and anger as Nago did. And so Mononoke's like, you gotta fucking chill, bro. Do you want to end up like him? And he does.
Doesn't look as cool.
Worms.
No, he doesn't. And Mononoke
he's only got nose worms.
Yeah, he's kind of an in-between, isn't he? It's a pretty... Oh, it's very, very odd to look at. I don't like it.
The first one, you couldn't tell it was a boar. It had 6 of its own individual legs that kind of ran along. This one is just you can tell it's a boar that's been possessed.
Yeah.
Sort of. More so than the first one.
No, totally. I do like the way that they've shown the demon possession. Instead of just making, I don't know, the eyes glow a different colour, this whole idea that it's something that just takes you over, I think is quite fun. Not fun, but clever. Wouldn't be fun, that's for sure. And so Ashitaka's run off to find Lady Eboshi to basically say, look, there's no point. Why the fuck are you trying to fucking kill the spirit? Why? No. And she's like, I'm gonna do it. Because but she's selfish.
She's selfish. Was there a thing about how the head would make them live forever?
Yeah, it gives immortality.
So that they could take out the forest.
Yeah, something like that.
I feel like it's more about getting rid of the forest. I feel like the living forever thing is a lie that's been sold to them to justify it,
Yeah. It wasn't super clear, I didn't think, as to what their motive... I mean, I kind of had to make my own mind up, is it just so that they can wipe out the forest more easily? Probably.
I feel like that's Ibushi's motive. Because the monk, is it Guido?
Couldn't pronounce it.
Funny sandal man. What's up with his shoes?
Fucking stilts.
They do not look convenient to walk in. They're not even high
that's
heels.
That's
high
a thing.
Arch.
Yeah.
How?
It's odd, isn't it?
That looks impressive. And he was very spry.
But he says at the end, like, what is it? Something like, so many people want to achieve their dreams. I might be one of the people that actually gets to do it. But he doesn't know for a fact that their head's going to do what she says it's going to do. You know, he's just essentially been bribed into it. I think she knows it's bollocks. But then again, that's my reading of the movie. I
think that's what they do. They leave this movie
ambiguous.
open to that. Yeah.
It's not a plot hole. It's ambiguous.
Yeah,
or it is a plot hole if you're cinema sins and you're a wanker.
Everything's a plot hole to them. So nightfall is starting to come. Morrow's on the ground, who is the big mama wolf. She's been trying to help out, chill out everyone, and she's just got no energy
cool.
left.
I love these. We haven't really talked about it. I love these big animals.
They're cool, aren't they?
They're like the gods. They're cool.
I like
Just
the idea.
think
that they've
big,
done it like
think
that.
good. It works.
I think the wolves are awesome.
Rampage. Remember the movie Rampage?
Good call.
Ooh.
You know,
What a film.
Big animals.
Can't say I've ever
Good
seen
movie.
it. But
You
I
can
know the
get-
reference.
You can get Rampage merchandise and toys. Are you aware of this?
Oh,
Just get a
Oh
wolf.
no.
Just get a big wolf.
So I was in Smith's the other day, and they've got a bit where they got Godzilla toys. Fair enough, it's Godzilla, it's the big G. They got some King Kong toys with them as well. All right, they're gonna have a fight, and then along with them, with the Godzilla and King Kong, is Rampage toys. Where you can get a toy of the big monkey and a little toy of the Rock.
How little of a toy is it? Is it like this big?
I reckon your monkey's probably about yay big, right?
He's
And
a
your
gorilla.
Rock's probably like this
He's
big.
a gorilla. He's not
Monkey.
a monkey.
You're upsetting Animal Man. God.
And that was the first time I'd thought about Rampage. Since
Well,
I
ever
heard
in
they
your
were making
entire-
a
oh, right.
Rampage movie.
Alright.
There's a bit where a wolf jumps up and takes a helicopter. Just jumps, eats a helicopter.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What, like
God.
It's also got
basketball?
So the helicopter they're like there's this wolf running through a forest, and all these army guys are after it, and they have a helicopter, and then they're above the trees and where's it gone? And it just jumps up out of all these really tall trees and just takes down the helicopter, and everyone's like, ah, shit. Big wolf.
I can picture the CGI in my head. You know what I mean? Sounds pretty blockbustery to me. Sounds
Don't
about
make it
right to
busted
be
many
in there.
blocks, I don't think.
It's if it's in a Dwayne the Rock Johnson film, sounds about right. So
Oh dear.
that one with the jungle and Jack Black and stuff's not that bad though. The remake.
Jumanji.
What's that called?
That one!
Jumanji.
That one.
Jumanji's
Yeah,
alright.
no, I forgot what it's called.
quite
I liked
enjoyed
it,
it.
though. I quite enjoyed it as well. I've not
I've
seen
seen
the
the second
original, but
Whoa,
I haven't seen the second either.
whoa. You've not seen the original
I've not
Jumanji?
seen the
I've seen the original. I
What
have.
the fuck?
I've never got round to it. No, I never watched it in my
They make a
childhood.
reference to it though. I
Time
get the
to
reference.
fucking rectify that in a couple of weeks as well. Robin
No,
Williams,
no.
man!
No, they make a reference to it, and I get the reference after googling it, after watching the remake. So
I'm pretty sure it's
I
in
was
the
like,
same universe. In the first one,
it is. Yeah.
it is a board game, and then it works out that no one plays board games anymore. So it goes, maybe I should become a video game, and then transforms
hell.
itself into a video game.
Has
that
anyone,
what
has
happened
everyone
at the end?
seen?
It.
Has everyone
then-
seen Zathura?
Yes,
I've seen
that's
Zathura.
Is that the
Jumanji.
space
Jumanji
one?
in space.
Yeah,
Same
I've
universe,
seen that one.
apparently.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Same
What?
fucking universe.
yeah.
Love it.
That game used to scar me. That film.
Loved it.
Just say that game. I mean, if you're playing it in real life, then I'm surprised if you're going into space. No, to be fair,
glad
if
I'm
I
not
went into
playing
space,
it.
I'd love it. Well, that's it. The house would
I
go
mean,
into space.
no.
Beautiful.
Space
Anyway,
House.
no.
Space house.
So
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
Princess Mononoke is just like Rampage,
It
which
is.
is just like
Rampage.
Jumanji, which is just like Zathura.
That's the comparisons I was making.
Full circle. Thank you, Sam. Yeah, so there's a great line where Lady Eboshi goes, "Cut off a wolf's head and it will still bite," which is great foreshadowing.
I thought when she said that, it was just, oh yeah, it will just snap her for a bit once you've killed the wolf. So don't go near it because it still might snap its jaw shut on you. Oh no, That's not what she means at all.
Much more literal.
Yeah, I can't wait. So Ashitaka basically is trying to save San, as Mama Wolf calls her. So, like, you know, Moro's using, like, the last of her strength to get up. And she's trying to, you know, she's like, right, I was going to use my strength to fucking kill Lady Eboshi, but I've got to save my fucking human smelly daughter. Which is great. And then the tree spirits arrived, and they're like, oh, okay. Time to do our thing. And when he's on screen, I don't know if you guys noticed, everything's quiet. Everything's calm. Everything's chill. And then out of nowhere, Lady Eboshi is just fucking, like, no-scope the shit out of that thing.
I love the second of realization he has. His eyes widen for, like, just...
Right.
He's like, whoa!
No biggie.
I love that.
Something just passed through my brain. Not gonna worry about it.
I hope that's how I go.
I love that.
As in you get shot? Or as in you're a big weird deer thing with like bird feet but your own face and you get shot? No. Yeah, of course.
No, I want like to think I want to die and then like realise I'm dying and be like, alright. And that'd be it.
I mean, don't broadcast that.
I reckon I can put this picture of him and make it into the tree spirit, you know?
Yes.
I reckon I could do that.
Full on. Do it.
Amazing. So, the gun that Lady Eboshi has just shot the tree spirit with turns into pretty little flowers. And, yeah. Why have I just put ball of death and decay?
Well, that's about to happen.
That's what he becomes, isn't it?
Because she shoots him again.
She
and
does.
actually takes his head off.
What is it with like shooting someone in the head and then the head just coming clean off? They do that a lot in this movie. Every time someone gets hit in the head pops right off.
Do you know what? Right, I want someone to explain to me. I was telling Jacob about this earlier. Someone at the BBFC to explain to me why this movie's only a PG.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, I've never looked at the rating.
Violent.
I started watching it expecting like an anime. I mean, I don't know a lot about anime, but I was like, some of them could be pretty gory. This one doesn't seem like it'd be like that. And the weird worm thing came along, and I thought, oh, okay, no, that's a bit creepy, but not too bad. And then when that guy got arrowed in the head, and his head just came clean fucking off, and they were chopping off arms and shit.
Yeah, it comes out of
Fucking
nowhere.
bizarre. But then at
I
the same
reckon,
time,
like,
it has
it's
like a real
because-
good like.
And I'm pretty sure we should have, elevated a couple of levels for Super Donkey Piss as well. Because that's going to blow a couple of kids' brains, It's too much to handle. Like.
They're going to go to school the next day and be like, super donkey piss. What little shits. I love it. So yeah, and all the little kudamas with the little squidgy little butts just, they fade off into the distance. They're dead. The forest ain't healthy no more, so they got to dip.
Like the Lorax?
Don't compare this movie to the Lorax.
Just saying. Similar thing happened in the Lorax.
Nuh-uh.
Just saying.
Rip. And Moro, the wolf mama, as foreshadowed, her head... No, across the screen.
That was not foreshadowed. Not in that way. if she'd said, right, be careful, because if you kill a wolf, its head can come off, like, fucking propel itself
Scurry.
across the floor, jump at you and bite your arms off. Be careful of that. Sure, yeah, that's foreshadowed. But
You know what I wish
wolf
I could do? I wish it was possible for me to make the little timeline of the video version of this. I want the little circle to be her head, just kind of jumping along. If I could do that, I would make that happen.
Fucking Pac-Man game. This movie is just pixels, alright? That's all it is. It's just the movie Pixels.
No! I've not thought about Pixels since like 2014. You do not get to put that movie back in my brain.
Oh, that's what you think. Just comparing quality movies to just garbage.
Pixels!
Ridiculous.
He needs a minute. Look at him. He needs a fucking minute. Oh, shit.
Don't trigger him like that again.
I have fucking like Nam flashbacks then. What the hell?
Oh, I love it. So it turns into this goopy loopy horrible stuff, and it's just taking over. It's trying to find its head, and it's killing everything in its path. And so they're like, right, okay, we need to get this dude his fucking head back because he's fucking having a tantrum over here. And so, you know, they run off to Irontown, and all the people are there like, what the fuck's happening? Like, do we stay? Do we go? And he's like, fucking get out there. Go to the fucking river. So he saves them, and then him and Mononoke go off to find the head, which is being like I say, carried off by this guy in ridiculous heels. And every time he does that kick, and he's like, I don't know what you're on about! And he just tries to kick him with his little heel. That would hurt.
Oh,
Quite
yeah.
a lot.
I reckon so. 100%.
Our sword being shot, but he put up with that.
But, yeah, he was pretty chill. And so, yeah, so they said that basically the head can only be given back by human hand. So they just fucking grab it out of the fucking congealed pot it's in, which every time makes me feel ill. And I don't quite know why. It's animation. It shouldn't. And they're like, take it! Just take it! Stop having
Great
a tantrum!
Forest God, I have your head!
And it's like, ooh! It takes it back. It essentially dies because you don't see him turn back into the fairy, like the baboony, like birdie feety man thing. You don't see it turn back into that, but essentially the forest becomes nice again, and the whole idea that, you know, nature will reclaim what is rightfully theirs, and everything will be brilliant, and you're gonna wake up with this man who you just got an amazing adventure with, and it's like, look, oh, it's so pretty now. And they're all, because, you know, they're not love interests anymore. Lies. And yeah.
I hate around here where Ibushi gets that line where she's like, I'm going to rebuild Irontown, but I'm going to do it better this time. And it's like, no! You don't get to get redemption that easily. You shot the head off a god. At least hold a trial or something. Like, give me some fucking comeuppance for her. Jesus.
Even her
Should've just
guard was
died.
a dick.
If I like murdered, do you know what I was gonna say? I was gonna say if I murdered Boris Johnson, but I think a lot of people would be happy about that. If I murdered someone like big and important in control somewhere, right? And then afterwards I said, "Oh, I'm really sorry about that. I'll try and be a better ruler next time." That wouldn't make it okay. I still done a murder.
Different times back there. It's because she accepts it. It's all right. As we have learned, if you just apologise for it, as Joe has proven,
You own up.
all okay.
If
all
you own
is
up,
There's
forgiven.
some
all
foreshadowing.
There you go.
Exactly, see? Own up to it. It's fine.
It will be okay.
No matter what the crime was, even if it was mass genocide, as long as you own up to it, it'll be fine. I guess.
Amazing.
Oh,
So that is
dear.
all I've written for my notes, because, like I say, it's a long film and you could spend hours getting into the details of this film, and I just thought we'll just stick with the stuff that's kind of main plot. And I just kind of wanted to have a chat with you guys about it. So, did you guys watch a lot of anime or foreign films like this before this, or was this kind of like...
I've watched tons.
I bet you have.
Nope.
Whoa, what does that mean?
That's rude.
You're cool.
That is
Like
really
that.
wow.
I'm not. No, you're a weeaboo, as I kept being told. No, so yeah, what did everyone think about the movie and everything to do with Japanese film or whatever? Talk to me.
Did y'all find it quite accessible? I think I think Ghibli stuff is pretty good at being like, you know, not too, cat bus aside, not too weird, you know.
Fucking cat bus is great. I want a plush of the fucking cat bus. I want everything cat bus.
It's fucking weird. All I've seen is pictures, and I'm like, no. I've seen that one picture. There's like a cat in like some kind of egg box or something, and then someone just holds it up, and it just looks like the cat bus. And someone's like taken a picture of that and an actual picture of the cat bus and gone, look, it's the same. And I went, oh,
Oh, I've not seen that.
that's the only time I've ever seen anything to do with it.
Cat
And
bus
it
is
just
great.
looks bloody strange.
Some
Who
rats
wants
are
to
his
be inside their
headlights.
cat?
Are we talking about that thing that's like a big
It's a big ginger cat with a
Massive.
big scary face, and it's got a bus that is its back.
Like the magic.
Not on its
Magic
back.
School Bus?
That is its back.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's in Totoro. Give
Google
it
it,
a
man.
watch.
I'm gonna Google it right now.
Do it. Get scarred.
But yeah, did y'all
What
think
was
it
it
was
called?
quite cat bus?
Cat bus.
Bus. Yeah.
All one word.
As in
yeah.
like
Yeah.
Meow
Yeah.
meow.
A
They
means
told-
of transportation and a feline. Yeah.
cat.
But no, I do think this is a nice, not easy watch, but like, oh, go on.
That's fucking terrifying.
It's good.
Oof.
Good old cat bus.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, I thought this was okay too because it's animated. I don't watch a lot of foreign animated stuff. The dubs for me didn't seem as bad as watching like a live action film that had been dubbed. Like I tried watching The Raid, and I started off with having dubbed, and then I think I switched it to just reading the subtitles.
Yeah.
It just takes you out of it a bit. When it's animated and it's dubbed, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
Especially because I'm pretty sure this had
I
some
found that.
famous people in it. Wasn't Gillian Anderson in this?
Yes.
She plays
And then
Lady Eboshi, I think.
Jada
Or does she
Pinkett
play...
Smith was in it as well, I think.
Yeah.
I think
I
she must be the wolf.
Thingy's in it. He's got that really amazing voice. What's he called? Keith David. Keith David's in it as well.
What else has Keith David done?
Did he play...
Loads of
Thor?
stuff.
The name doesn't
You
ring any
recognise
bells
the
to me.
voice. He's been in Community. Yeah, it's weird. The thing is, a lot of the Ghibli movies have like really big names in them doing the dubs, but frequently I find that they don't quite know what the tone should be. I did watch the dub for this, and I guess it's because I've watched a lot of different dubs and subs and stuff. I didn't think this was great. They didn't always clearly know what the line was supposed to be, so a lot of the deliveries came off a little bit goofy. I did think Ibushi was probably the best. She knew what was up and delivered all the lines really, really well. But Ashitaka, that's why I said, great God spirit, please accept your head, like, or whatever. That's how he says it, There's about that much energy in it.
Yeah, because I don't speak Japanese, and I know that the way they have their sentences is different to how we do. So often when they have the direct translation, it doesn't fit.
Yeah, it doesn't work,
It doesn't
yeah.
flow as nicely. Well,
This
to
script,
us anyway.
The English version of the script was written by Neil Gaiman, which is why, even if not delivered entirely correctly, it's why it would have made,
A lot of it was
still.
kind of reworked. So a lot, especially sentence structure, because I had it, because I say I have subtitles and I had the dubs at the same time. Often the subtitles would say something that would come at the end of an English sentence. You'd see it pop up first. The only key difference I spotted was the old lady at the start. She was just called an old lady, whereas in the Japanese translation she was called an oracle, which is neither here nor there really. And then the tree spirit, I think it was called the god of the forest, or the forest god,
fine.
and they changed that to tree spirit. Whether it rolled off the tongue better or something, I don't know.
Maybe.
But I didn't.
I mean, I did find myself getting a little bit confused with that, actually, because every time this is a tree spirit, I was thinking of the Kudamas, not
yes.
the baboon deer.
Yeah. And the one other thing I found with it was the monk spoke way too fast.
He's very American, isn't he, as well?
Very
I mean, they
Amer-
all
didn't-
are, but he's very much like a... I don't know, he takes me out of it every time I watch it, and I feel like he
Same.
could have been done better in the English dub.
Is it Jigo?
Maybe. I can't
Billy
remember.
Bob Thornton.
Yeah, I think,
is
that's
our
the voice
actor.
actor, yeah.
Mad. God.
Oh, he's in Bad Santa.
You
Good.
don't know who Billy, you don't know who that is?
What?
Wait, have you ever watched, you know what he's in? You know what he's really good in? Have you ever watched Fargo, the TV show?
I have not.
No one has. Watch it, it's amazing.
Yeah,
At least the
people say
first
it's really
series
good.
is. It's really good. You go into
Martin
it,
Freeman
oh,
in
it's
the
based
movie
on...
or the TV show?
What?
Martin Freeman
Martin Freeman's in the TV show.
in the TV show.
He's in the TV show, yeah. And the series that he's in has also got Billy Bob Thornton in it. And it's so good. It's honestly so good. The second season isn't as good, but it's really good still. The third season I've not watched all of it. It's the one with Hugh McGregor in. And he can't really do the accent that well because he's Scottish, so... but no, he's in that. Watch that. That's unrelated, but you said his name, therefore it's related. It's fine. But he's in that. Watch that. It's good.
I think it's a weird one, this movie. Like I said, I watched it in 2 parts the first time, and I spent the second part desperately trying to tell my girlfriend that this was a good movie, I promise, before coming to the conclusion that the second half just is a lot weaker than the first. And I think it's a weird one because as far as animes go, it's not that weird. I think it's just because I've been out of the loop so long that a lot of it felt weirder to me. I can actually tell you when I stopped watching anime and why, right? Okay. So it was like all I used to watch, right? And I was getting a little bit bored, and there was a lot of tropes coming up that were samey in a lot of them. But I tried watching a show called Elfen Lied, right? Which started off, it's like a 6-part miniseries, started off with a kind of interesting concept, right? Of this secret facility is developing super soldiers. The super soldiers are cute anime girls because of course they are, right? But they're all like psychopaths, right? And instead of being like really, really strong and really fast and just generic super soldier stuff, they have these weird like alien invisible arms off the back of them. So like the girl will walk towards someone and the invisible arms will do the work, so people's heads will just start like ripping off and like body parts flying everywhere, but you don't get to see what's causing it. Whoa. I thought, oh, that's kind of cool, whatever, right? So then it started getting weird. The main character, she gets like amnesia, and she's discovered by this boy who's staying in town with his cousin, right? And when she gets amnesia, she forgets that she's a cold, hard psychopath killer, and she becomes like a cutesy cat girl, right? Yeah, exactly, right? And she acts like a baby or like an animal or like both, right? And there's one particular scene, I think 3 episodes in, right, where he's the dude's like on the floor with her. I can't remember why, right? And she pisses, right? She pisses on the floor, right? And then he's trying to clean up the piss, and then she like grabs his hand for a second and has him like feel her tit, right?
Oh my god!
While he's cleaning up the piss, and then his cousin comes in and catches them, and she's like, "Whoa, that was weird. I'm gonna leave." And then at the end of the episode, she has a quiet little cry to herself because she wants to fuck him, and she's jealous. Yeah, and I was like, "No more of this. No more of this. I'm out. That was too weird. I need a detox. I can't watch any more. I don't care if it's even normal, like Fullmetal Alchemist or Death Note or Cowboy Bebop. I can't do it. I'm out.
That's
I'm
fair.
out."
Ooh.
That's probably why. I think that's why that's my general perception of it.
Yeah, the same.
So that's why I tend to just avoid it. So I know that now not all that stuff is, not all anime is like that.
Yeah.
But a lot of it is like that, especially stuff that people like take the piss out of.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like tits jiggling, pissing all over the place.
See, because that like I knew that there was obviously going to be stuff that isn't like that, but like the people I knew from college that were into it was into stuff like that, and they were weirdos. They were the guy from the meme with the hat, and he's like, "My lady." That's those people. And I was like, I want to watch some of them. But then also because like me and my mates are really into like calling them weebs and stuff, I was afraid that if I got in, like when I told my mate that I watched Akira, he was like, "You're such a weeb." I was like, I watched one thing.
It's horrible, isn't it?
It's like, oh my god, you're such a weeb. And it's like, all right, get fucked.
I mean, I've got a list of stuff that I could give you that's good. Like that's actually decent. I've got a decent amount of recommendations. It's weird though, isn't it? It's like I remember there was a show that I really liked called Kill la Kill, but that points a finger at that trope directly of tits and jiggles and stuff, and kind of makes a whole point of it. But it's very, very like tongue in cheek. But if that's like your first thing going into it, I don't think you'd know that it was tongue in cheek, and you'd just be like, "Okay, yes, this is this anime thing I have heard about." No, thank you.
Yeah, for me, this didn't feel like anime. This just felt like a Japanese animation.
Yes,
That's why
I would agree
think
with
they're
that.
so good.
And like in my mind, they're two different categories.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you go to HMV, you have the anime Blu-ray section, and then you have the Ghibli Blu-ray section.
Yeah,
and
it's its own thing.
They're next to
isn't
each
it?
other, but they're two different things.
Mad.
Very,
Gross.
very good. So,
But also mad.
Okay. Bro, what that was our little discussion about Princess Mononoke. What we're going to go through now is go around in a circle and give any final thoughts we have on the movie, and then give it an overall score out of 10. And I'm going to use maths to get an overall score out of 100 and find out where it ranks on a list of the best to worst movies of all time. Amelia, start us off.
hello. So yeah, I loved this film. Obviously, no film is perfect, but who cares? I just think this is a gorgeous film to look at. The scenes of just the scenery, just the landscapes are just gorgeous, and like the music. I just think there's something about these films that even with this one that's more kind of action packed and has more of a stronger narrative, they're just nice to watch. Like you just take yourself out. And they're just really nice films to watch. So I'm going to be bold. I'm going to give this one a 10.
Nice.
Is that the first 10?
Wow.
Or has someone else already given it another one a 10?
Sam, you
We've
gave
done
us
a couple of
something
10s.
We've
I
done
gave
Okay.
Baby Driver a 10.
Okay.
All of you gave Empire a 10.
Empire
I was
got
the
a 10
one
from
outliner.
everyone.
Yeah.
Almost.
Empire.
So I'm giving this one a 10.
Jacob?
So this was going in. I was like, okay, we'll see what this is like. Unfortunately I had to watch it on my phone, which I didn't enjoy having to do.
Martin Scorsese will be so pissed off at you for saying that.
Fuck yourself, Martin Scorsese. I do what I want.
Come round to your house with his boy, him and Robert De Niro. Wait, no, what? Oh, I was gonna do a quote, but I can't remember. I'll carry on. What's the? No, I forgot it. I forgot it. What was it? What's the matter with you? That was it. There you go. Carry on.
Great. Well done. Claps for you.
How is that the quote that you
He
forgot?
says it in so much. He says it in like all of his films. Just
How do you forget it?
no. Oh, just like carry on. That's what he'll slap you like. What's the matter with you watching on your phone? Just watch a film with Robert De Niro and he'll say it. I promise you he does. I'll just go on YouTube a compilation of him saying it. He says it in everything. Just,
Oh, what's the quote? I can't remember. Like, oh wait, hang on. What is it? What's the matter with you?
that's his quote. No, you know what? I know that he has other quotes, but that's the one that he says in lots of his films.
Shocking.
Anyway, yeah, I had to watch it on my phone, which isn't ideal, but it meant that I was able to have, as I say, English dubs, but with the translated subtitles. So I felt like I
Yes.
got a pretty good idea of really what was going on and the meaning behind it. Because I know in the past when we've watched films that we've watched translations of, it can differ from version to version depending on how you acquired it. Similar with Shin Godzilla, when I had that, I think it was translated from Japanese to Spanish to English. It was all weird and it was difficult to watch. But this wasn't mainly because of the dubs. I could watch it and enjoy it a little bit more. Except for that one little monk guy who took me out of it. As Amelia said, it's a gorgeous fucking movie. Really nice to look at. The animation is slick and good. The CGI stuff, I think, it was mostly just like landscapes and things. I reckon where it was like a 3D landscape of like a rolling hill. All looked really fucking good. But it went on a lot. Like a thing would happen and then immediately another thing would happen. It felt like one of those movies that was and then. I get that if you watch a lot of anime, that probably isn't a big deal, or you like that, or whatever. But for me, as I say, it was good, but it's probably only going to be good for me. So I'm going to go with a 7.
7. Joe?
So I mean, I'm gonna say the same thing. Kind of like, it looks fucking amazing, doesn't it? Like, it's beautiful. It's well drawn, well animated. Music's crisp. The version that I watched the one with the subtitles, and it was not the best choice because near the end, I was watching it late at night, And it wasn't that the film was boring, but it was like 4 a.m, so I was dinging a bit. So I missed some of the stuff. So when you were talking about the end, I was like, oh yeah, it was in there because I remember like seeing it. And then also the other thing of it is, I did a similar thing that you did, Sam, where the reason I watched it at 4 a.m. was because I started watching it quite early. I started watching it at like 12 o'clock. And then halfway through I realised that the new episodes of Better Call Saul came out, so I watched one of those. No, because I know. I'm sorry. I'm so excited for him. I know, so I was like, right now I need to watch at least one. So I watched one, and then I was like, right now I can't get back into it. And I watched the rest of it, and like I said, it's an amazing film, like the way it's made. But the last kind of, I'd say half an hour, I was a bit thingy with it.
They could have condensed it.
I need to...
Wait, hang on. You started watching this at 12, watched one episode of Better Call Saul, and then finished it at 4 a.m.
When you say 12,
Better Call Saul does not last
Okay,
like
maybe it wasn't
hours.
12 then. Maybe I started watching it at like 2 or something, I don't know. But, no, because, right, I watched, like, an hour of this, or however long, and then I watched an hour of Better Call Saul, which
I think you went into some sort of coma between episodes, honestly. From the sounds of things.
I maybe didn't start watching this at 12, it could have been like 1, it could have been 2 o'clock, who knows. I go to bed at such different times, it's ridiculous.
Wait, are you saying 12 midnight and then 1 and 2 a.m?
Yeah.
I thought you meant like 12 like in the afternoon.
Oh no.
Right.
No. I didn't just watch.
No, yeah.
I didn't just spend like 12 hours watching fucking Better Call Saul or something like. No, I started watching it like
episode.
at 12 at midnight. Yeah. Yeah. So I was watching this around midnight, and then I watched. I was like, oh shit, Better Call Saul. Watched the thing, came back to this, and I kind of it wasn't that it was boring. Just it was 4 a.m, and I was dying. So, but I mean, other than those factors, I'm gonna watch it again. I'm gonna watch it with the thing because it really intrigued me, and I really enjoyed the first half, like the bit I watched. So I do want to watch it again when I'm like awake. So, but this version I say version, having watched it for this, I'd probably give it a 7 as well because animation's amazing, music's amazing. The bit that I remember for the first kind of hour and a half is pretty. I thought it was pretty. Considering I haven't seen many anime, it's pretty high up there. Yeah, so 7.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I'm going to go one little bit lower and give it a 6. I'm going to be a little bit harsh on it. Just cause, right? I agree with you all. Like, the animation is absolutely fucking amazing, right? Miyazaki, though, and I do like the guy, right? But I've got little problems with him. Now, this is one of his best, I reckon, paced movies, because he went in with a plot, right? An actual story. And even though I do think that story fell apart in the last half with weird bird feeding scenes and baboon deer scenes and monkey demon scenes, he had a plot, and it started at the start of the movie and it ended at the end of the movie. Whereas, like, Totoro is dicking about for like an hour and 10 minutes.
Plot at all.
It's just, he's got all these great concepts and ideas, and the animation's very pretty. And then he goes, shit, I've not actually started a story. Better add one. And then a story starts like 20 minutes before the credits roll. You know what I mean? Like, and a lot of his movies are like that. A lot of his movies, like Howl's Moving Castle, is very similar. It's just like dicking about, and then the story. So it was nice to see a full story, even though I do think it fell apart towards the end. But yeah, good points. Earn it all those upwards up to 6, and then it trickles off towards the end, which gives it a score of 75 out of 100. So I must ask everyone, starting with Amelia.
Go on.
Do you prefer this movie or Pan's Labyrinth?
Ooh, a recent.
Ooh.
Did we give this same score as we did last week?
Yes.
You're joking.
Oh, right.
Wow.
Wait, who gave it a 10 last week then? Well, you know what? It might have evened out.
No one gave it a 10.
No,
It's just yeah.
I forgot that it's evened out. Yeah. All right, fair enough, yeah.
Personally,
Yeah?
I am more likely to rewatch Princess Mononoke, but that doesn't mean that Pan's Labyrinth is a bad film.
Fair. Jacob?
I don't know. They're different, but also kind of similar. No, they're very different.
They've both got a big tree.
They do.
Who's got the bigger best
Best bigotry.
Fuck that, man.
Best big. I mean, Pan's Labyrinth was less weird, but I kind of liked. And that's saying something because Pan's Labyrinth was still
it's
quite
like,
weird.
I don't disagree with you, but it's an odd
This one
sentence.
was also quite weird. I'm gonna go with Princess Mononoke. I like the guns. I liked their
There were
creative
also
guns.
in Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah, but that's like normal guns. This was holding it like a bazooka.
Yeah.
Shoots a little shot.
Practically a firework.
I want to shoot another gun. A whole other gun to fire another shot. I like that. I like
Joe?
the guns.
You know what? I'll probably give this. Based on the fact that I'm out of the two of them, I'm more likely gonna. It's kind of like what you said, Amelia. I'm more likely gonna watch this again. That might be
Fair.
because I didn't fully watch it the first time. But having watched the bit that I have, I would probably watch it again still, based on.
That's fair.
Like it's I think again both really good films, but I think I enjoyed this one just a little bit more.
That's fair. Well, that's it. Mononoke takes it. I think I was going to go Pan's Labyrinth, but I'm a fucking Del Toro stan. My opinion doesn't count. That makes Princess Mononoke the 10th greatest movie of all time.
Very good.
Which brings us to the most important part of the show, and that's finding out what we're going to be watching next week. Jacob, let us know.
Yes, so I think just before we started recording, we decided that this was going to be a round of Studio Ghibli movies.
Exciting.
So, as I've already...
A Ghibli grotto. A Ghibli group.
Grananza.
Grananza.
the fuck is
Like
a
a
Grananza?
bonanza, but you're a Grananza.
Ghibli giblets.
There we go.
Let us know, Jacob.
Anyway.
Jacob's giblets. Jacob's Ghiblies.
I don't want
Don't think about those. But yes, as I've probably already made clear, I don't watch a lot of anime. So I don't know a lot of what there is. So I just went on Netflix and searched just Ghibli. And
Cool.
I've chosen the one with the coolest looking picture. So we're going to be watching... Oh, wait, hang on. Is it called...
Go on.
I think it's called Castle in the Sky.
Okay.
Cool.
Yes, the first one I think you mentioned earlier.
I've not
first
seen
one
that
they
one
made.
yet, so I'm excited.
I've obviously not watched it. That's what we're going to watch. It's on Netflix, confirmed.
I'm not sure if I have watched
I think
that
it's
one. I'm
called
gonna quickly Google
Lupita
it.
as well. Lupita. I know it's got two different names.
It's an old one, 1986.
One
Yeah.
first.
Oh, this is the one. It looks like the Iron Giant.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
Yeah.
that one.
Oh wait, you know
Cool.
what? I know which one you mean actually. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you everyone for watching this episode about Princess Mononoke. Give us a like, give us a subscribe. Remember, you can go and listen to us on all your podcasting apps. And if you have been listening to us, you can come and watch us over on YouTube. Find us at Twitter and Instagram by searching for The Real Outtakes. And join us next week for Castle in the Sky. Bye.